will be fine, I think. I will check maybe eventually, but so far it doesn't really gives me any choices. It says alive, but it's really is not.
Okay.
Okay, so welcome. So today we are going to really meet ourselves and meet our faces and what we are liking or don't like, and it's really interesting relationship with the way you look. So quick announcements. I promise they will be quick. So in July, we start another class, a basic level course for Neurographica basic users. So this is for those who wants to become more familiar and understand the background behind Neurographica, and this is a requirement to attend any other courses related to the Neurographica. So this is my invitation. So it's me and Ned are going to teach. We both are teaching, and there is a closed group that we have all the supervisions, and we will have access to everything that was prior classes and all future classes related to this level. So this was the announcement. Another quick announcement. Thank you very much for those who sent me contributions. I never asked, but I highly appreciate them, and so I'm very grateful for them. So thanks a lot. I have a new list of my supplies. So today we are going to work with the way we look, and everyone, as I invited you to print the outline like this. This is my portrait. And you can choose any picture that you like or maybe doesn't like. Will be different relationship with you. Before we start to do this exercise, I highly encourage you to let's do 1 minute exercise, because 2 minutes could be too much. And in this exercise, I will set up a timer for 1 minute, only 1 minute, not much. And you need to write, and I will do the same with you, what do you like about yourself? And of course, you can write that, oh, I'm kind, and all this beautiful stuff about yourself, that you are smart and honest. But I invite you to write something that you really like physical about you. It could be a part of your body that you like, or maybe some personality that like really your own personal, your uniqueness. So I invite you to look at you very honest and see what do you like, or what you're maybe not like, so it doesn't like. It's really be honest to yourself. Like if something comes up that you struggle with, allow yourself to express it. You don't have to share this with anybody. It's only your it's for your eyes. So 1 minute, words can be repeated. Any qualities, any parts of your body that you like about yourself. Who doesn't like? So are we ready? 1 minute, go. And it's time. Okay, So how many words do you have on your list? It's 1 minute only, so I don't expect like too many, but how much do you like about yourself? Just count them. Wow, I'm quite generous to myself. I have 17. Some of them are repeated.
I have 17.
Good. So do we have any other numbers? Okay. Okay, good. So we have quite a range. Does because it was a very fast exercise, did you have any surprises on your list, like any words that really was interesting to see? Maybe something unusual. So for some reason, it's interesting, like all my life I was struggling that I was tall, like I was tallest girl in the class, and I was tallest girl in my family, taller than my father, taller than my mother. I'm not so tall. They just like shorter than I am. My sisters are taller. And somehow the tall is on my list. And it's really as I like it. It's not like I shame of it, because I was really, it was a big issue for me when I was 15. My friends were like sometimes 10 inches shorter than I am. So it wasn't pleasant to be so tall. And it's interesting how life has changed about it. So now I'm quite happy. And I have to say, my sisters are 4 inches taller than I am now. So I am the shortest daughter of my parents. I have some qualities that surprised me as well. So just take a look. Maybe something that is really interesting and unusual on your list. Something that is triggers just wonders, like why is it here? If you want to share, you can type in chat or you can tell us. So Elka, welcome to the class. And we really, today, we did 1 minute exercise. What do we like about ourselves? So this, usually we do 2 minutes exercise. This was 1 minute. So just think and you can create the short list. What do you like about yourself? Okay, so now I'm changing camera and we'll start to draw, because we have a lot to do and I want to make sure that we have enough time. In the desk. And okay, so this is my portrait I did a year ago when I was studying on instructor level for Neurographica. This wasn't first one, so this was already I've done before one, and it's really interesting how it was changing. So today I prepared a different outline, different picture of mine, and we'll see what we will learn. So I hope that you prepared your outline. So this is really pale and it's very light. And this is the purpose, because we are going to color it the way we want. So I invite you to have an ultra fine point Sharpie or even finer, skinnier outliners. So I have 0.2, 0.3, and we'll see if I can use them. And what I invite you to, like, let's start. The reason why we do the ultra fine, because we want to be very gentle to ourselves. We don't really want to force anything, and it's a such intimate process to learn ourselves, to be familiar with our faces. Like when we're drawing something on our face, it's a sacred process. And I want you to be very, very gentle and very attuned to your body. How do you react? How do you how the emotions are aligned with you? And if you need a break, because it could be very emotional.
Кой ти писал този? Пак. Този отдолу. Споразумението бил написал...
Okay.
Честно прям.
Wait, let's... So, if you need a break, please slow down. Don't rush. This is a process, and I want you to be enjoying this process and allow this to be intimate for you. So don't rush. Take your time and breathe and drink water. So the first we start from the, usually we do like catharsis in the middle, and we start like actively participate in the Neurographica. In this case, I want you to start slowly from each side and just start, maybe not going through the face, but just gently touch it and see how do you feel and see how it goes in a different direction. So we really learning how I can be intimate with myself, how I can be gentle to myself. And I have the whole wave of emotion starts rising in me. And because it's emotional process, I highly encourage you, like when we have these crossings, when we have these corners, round them right away. Don't rush and don't bring so many lines because it will be overwhelming. So I want you to make sure that you're very gentle and curious at the same time. And we're touching and we go. We touch and we go. And when you're ready, maybe you will allow yourself to go across your face and see where does it lead you. Which area of your face you want to explore? Which area of your face you want to highlight for yourself? Don't have any expectations that like, okay, so I have to draw on my face this and that. Try to see what the message your face wants to tell you. Do we have any sacred, it's a language. Neurographica is a language, and this could be very profound experience. So be very curious about yourself. Don't have this expectations. We are so limited by our expectations and all our regrets and disappointment only because we have so many of those expectations. Allow yourself to be open, like you're meeting a new person, you're meeting not just a person, you're meeting a new soul. And you maybe today through this process, you can be attuned to your higher self, attuned to your divine side of your soul. Wow, it would be a very interesting experience. And I want to highlight my lips. And when we have this only few lines, they can look scary because like, oh, something is going on with my face. It's something artificial. But allow yourself to bring more and more lines and see how they really make everything important. Everything discovered. See how it goes. Again, we're paying attention. How do I breathe? How do I, my body reactions? I'm like, I have this interesting waves of energy going through my body. And I'm not in rush. I'm gentle to myself, which is really surprising me because I'm usually forcing my body to conquer different goals. And how challenging it could be to be gentle to yourself. I'm like, something is going on in my chest. I'm like, really, when I saying that I want to be gentle to myself, my whole body starts like responding to this. And you may create this beautiful outline of your face and see how do you feel with this outline. If there is any desire to make this line bolder, to make this line visible and thicker, maybe there is a desire to create this boundaries, because it's when we're working with outline, there could be boundaries issue show up. So create, see, do you like those boundaries? Trust your soul, see where does it lead you. We don't try to force anything, but we trust and we go with the flow and we really experience it. And maybe it will be a time to and see like what it's interesting like that. When I did it first time, I highlighted my eyes. Eyes were very important for me, but today the first thing that I wanted to highlight is my lips. It's and it really makes sense because in the last 2 months I talk so much. And so my relationship to my face and to myself has changed a lot. And I'm just observing how it's changed. I'm like, there is no judgment. There is no expectations. I'm just, okay, so this, I noticed a change and I'm happy about it. And you just explore as much as you want. Again, we try to round all corners right away, so the face don't feel overwhelmed. There is no conflicts here. So, or maybe if you really leaving this many corners on your drawing and decide to round them later, this may tell you that this is the way you really focusing on your face, on yourself. Like when you try to ignore small issues and delay till it will be inevitable, that it will be hard to avoid. And see. And it's interesting. It's a very every time we draw human body, or when we draw something on our body or on our face or on our pictures, it's very sacred experience. And what did I want to tell you? I forgot. And we just follow this. Okay, so what I've noticed that my relationship with my body has changed. I already said it. So, and interesting, like I have some challenge to really approach my eyes. I like even highlight those eyes. This is for some reason is so I start going outside instead of going to my eyes. Eyes are mirrors of our soul. So maybe this is there is some sacred messages for me there. I'm just observing. So how's your body is doing? Is it easy process for you, or is it emotional? It's emotional for me, so that's why I love to do it, because every time I learn something very important about myself. And I have this interesting sensation in my body, like I really drawing those lines on myself, not on my body, not just on a picture. There is some movement in my body. And you may notice that some of the curves may start create some lines, or maybe even some shapes, and you just allow them to be created. Like some circles may start appearing in your drawings. When I did first time, I was surprised, but the third eye was appearing just by itself. I did not have the intention to draw anything. And it's interesting, it's really not a big eye right now. It was much bigger on the first one. So maybe I'm not there yet. So I have, and I want to, something is going on with my throat. You may notice that you want to pay attention and more details to one of your body parts, to your face parts, and you just explore it. Don't try to make any logical explanations. There is so much emotion. Okay, now I see what I'm doing. Now I see what my body wants to do. Like it's really wants to draw a heart in my on my throat. And it's not just that okay, let's make it beautiful. Let's draw a heart. This is what really appears in those lines. I'm just allow myself to go with those lines wherever they take me. How do you breathe? The process really could be very emotional, and you may even feel like crying. I hope those tears will be cleaning tears, like something to release tension in your body. So don't hold them. This would be a beautiful experience. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. And I believe like everybody is so focused on learning ourselves. So when I did first drawing, I was like, wow, everybody has to do it. Everybody will be completely different relationship with themselves. So I hope you find this relationship very healing for yourself. It can be intense, and there is no question about this one, that it's just a pleasant drawing. This could be very intense, but it's honest exploration of the way you look at yourself, the way you really other people see you. And I start okay, so finally I came to my eyes. And if you have eyes like Elizabeth Taylor with all these beautiful black outlines, it will be easy to outline them like a Cleopatra eyes. Very feminine. It's interesting, like I do wood carvings in Native American style, and I usually carve eyes first. And after you have this eyes on your piece that you're working on, you have always the sensation that this masterpiece that you're working on watching you. And like they really pay attention what you're doing to the rest of this project. So now I'm watching myself. There is a Chinese art of face reading. It's really our destiny is written on our faces, and our eyebrows represents how confident we are. And our lips may represent how generous we are and how emotionally open to talk to other people. Like really, do we talk about our emotions, or do we hold this back? And so I cannot even say anything. It's just, I'm so absorbed with all this process. So how's everyone doing? Do I still have you? Do I still have your attention?
This one seems very hard to me, for me to do.
It's intense, isn't it?
I don't even know how to, where to draw nothing. It's very interesting. Usually it's more intuitive for me when I draw, but this time it's
Because we have so much story about ourselves, and it's started from the moment you were conceived, really, and it's hard to let go the story of yourself and really see the soul. So try to let go the story that you're repeating constantly to yourself, and try to meet the new person, meet a new you. Maybe I cannot say like the better or worse, it's just different. This is just a different you. And slow down, like if it's emotional, slow down. Really move your pencil or marker or liner very slow. Like allow yourself to be like you're working with a clay, something that's really fragile and intimate. Like this is the intimacy needs to be honored. I know that it's we quite open to like public right now, but and all our faces are everywhere. Like we have these pictures everywhere on social media. Everyone can see us. Everyone can look. You have no idea who is looking at your picture right now, and it's everyone has their own opinion and own judgment. So right now, I want you to be free from those judgments and try to discover what is the whole potential of you is hidden in this beautiful face. Really discover this beauty, divinity in you, feminine energy. All of this is right here. I'm talking to you and a new wave of emotions starts appearing. And I want to make this heart bigger. This heart wants to be bigger because right now it looks constrained, suppressed. And really don't, it's very hard when we're talking about ourselves, about our, the way we look, and say like, oh, there is no, don't have any expectations, don't have this, any images in your head, how it should look. Because we have this interesting, like very strange image, what is considered beautiful and what is considered out of standard or somehow. And it's interesting how standards really changing every with every generation. Standards have changed, and perception of beauty even has changed. So we are looking not at just outlook, we're looking to different perception of something different. We are trying to see, discover.
It is quite different. Yes, that's true.
It's different, completely different. So
Need time to get used to it.
I'm really like, I'm spending so much time and energy on this, my throat, not even on my face. It's surprised me. Now it looks so intense here. Maybe soon I will have a chance to start singing again. It's a challenge when you have the whole house of boys. Just to sing about anything. My favorite place to sing is my car, and I don't drive much these days. Like I almost don't drive at all. So if you have any challenges with aging, like with your relationship to your wrinkles, this is an opportunity to really look beyond them, to find the beauty beyond them and accept them. That they really representing your experience, they representing your life. And if you're happy with your life, the way you're walking, the way you're in life, the way you approach life in general, we usually are very proud of those face marks that represent us experiences. I have this news, like many small bubbles start showing up around me. I don't really. And next, when you will, when you feel that it's time, I invite you to draw somewhere, maybe on your face, maybe nearby, something that you want to, something that you wish for yourself, something you want to attract, or maybe it's already in your life, you just want to notice it more. It could be big or small. So just experience. Is there anything you want? Is there anything else?
Draw it with circles?
Yes. Circle usually represents safety and gentleness and harmony and balance. So circles would be the best. If you have any other shapes just as appearing, like, I don't know, hearts, butterflies, don't limit yourself to circles. Like, if they appeared, allow them to be noticed, to be seen. And it's another question. How do you feel when you look, when you finally see yourself? This, like, the sensation of being seen could be a very big theme. It could be a very big topic for some of us. We look in the mirror, but we really don't pay much attention to details, to our personality. Like, okay, so hair done. Like, sometimes I found that, like, I don't really, like, when I don't have any classes to teach, I even don't look in the mirror. I'm just not a very mirror person. And I think most of us are the same. We only care about how we look when we need to know, like, how others can see us, like that others will see us beautiful and taken care of. It's a different purpose, not because we really want to see ourselves, but because we just want to make sure that we are not missing any folds on our face. And again, the things that you want to invite in your life, maybe feelings, maybe they could be very personal. They could be different sizes, different, like they can be big circles or small circles. So don't be generous to yourself. So we'll see how much, how many you want. And what exactly do you want? This is very important. I think this is like the biggest gift of Neurographica, that it helps us to identify what we want. We are so focused on what we don't want, and that we are forgetting that the goal is really, what do you want? How do you want it to look? If you want to feel, and everybody say like, oh, now I want to feel peace. What peace represents for you? Like, what does it mean to you? Do you want some time for yourself? Just to have a calm, personal, so you space and just self-reflection, or maybe just feeling connected to your body, to your soul. Try to be more specific to yourself, like more specific about this beautiful experiences. It's interesting, like on my face, it's really, I struggle to close this outline on my hairline. I'm like, I want it to be open. Okay, let's allow this be open. So my crown chakra is open to the universe. And you don't need to name, like if you draw a circle and you don't know what this circle represents, it's okay. Don't panic that you don't know exactly what you want in your life right now. It's an option as well. So you can just say like, I want something good and positive for myself. Maybe gentle. I would add gentle because we have quite intense times, and gentleness is very important and very rare treasure that we are missing. And if you have enough lines, we are working almost an hour. So if you have enough lines, you may start coloring this the same. As always, like we're uniting several lines together, and we it's so intense here. Okay, so if it's intense, I want some gentleness. And I know already what we are going to do for next class.
You're keeping it a secret?
I'll keep the pause for a minute. And so for next class, we will do Ho'oponopono method with Neurographica. We did it with Russian group, and it's, for me personally, it was a very profound experience. Very, and it's so I created this exercise that we can do and experience it. It's very interesting how really the Neurographica and Ho'oponopono are integrated together. It's a really beautiful method that could be complementing each other, because the concept of Ho'oponopono is such challenging for some of the people, but Neurographica make it visual, so it's really simply to understand and accept what we're working with. So, but it will be next Friday. There will be no special preparations, just paper and your desire to work. What is this one? Do you have this sensation, like curiosity about what is going on here or there on your body? Like, do you feel that lines and shapes are appearing and you just observe? Or do you consciously bringing some stuff to some of your areas? So I'm just curious. There is no right answer to this one, so there's only.
So I ended up taking some time and I did a photo as opposed to a line drawing. And I have to say, I find it a little freaky, not in terms of a process, but drawing all these lines where it just looks kind of weird and freaky to me. It's not like I feel that in my body, but visually when I look at this as a process.
So the picture is a little bit different because there is already color there. So when we have this black on black, like when we have outline, it's black and white. So it's a little bit different perception. So it's more, it still be freaky, but it still be more integrated.
Yeah, I have a black and white photo, but I
okay.
wasn't able to do the line drawing like you did, so I just had to print it out as a black and white photo.
So keep with this weird sensation, like accept and just explore this freakiness. What really freaks you out? Because life, this is what exactly is doing. It's drawing lines on your face. So see what exactly makes you uncomfortable about this process. Do you feel like it's artificial or some unnatural something that we're bringing?
Do you know the art of Alex Gray? He calls himself like a visionary artist, and it's very psychedelic, I have to say. But he draws a lot of lines, kind of like Neurographica, and it's almost like you're looking, like you're looking at all the veins and the arteries and meridians and all that. And so I guess it's kind of like, I'm kind of squeamish when it comes to like blood and cutting bodies open and stuff. Like I could never be a doctor and, a medical student. So I think that's kind of like, it's like I'm looking at the nervous system in that sort of way, which I find kind of squeamish for myself.
But it's, I have to agree with you. This is really emotional preparation. It's we're looking at the nerve system, really creating this nerve system and see where do we have the biggest intensity and what we may invite to make it maybe more balanced. So this resources that you're inviting, like really see where do you want to balance it? Is there any disbalance, first of all? And there is such a responsibility when we work on with our face. Like you don't want to mess with this. Like you really want to make it perfect. You make it. Sorry, you started to say something.
Oh, I was just saying, I definitely have an imbalance, but I feel kind of disinterested in balancing it. Like, and maybe it will keep coming, but I just think it's interesting that right now there's a place where I just, if I'm naturally placing the neural lines, it's just not, they're not going there.
Which side of your portrait?
Well, it would be the left side of my body, but I see it as the right.
Okay. Interesting. Like, but you know, for example, what was happened with my eyes? I could not go there for a while. So maybe you need to bring different resources in different parts of your body. So it will be opening up. Like maybe you need to work more on your heart level, or maybe on your right side. Like, yeah, so the opposite side will be opening up. So there is a, so maybe you need to bring more focus on a different part. So you have this resources available when you have, just explore, see. Everybody is so unique, so it's hard to say that like this must work for you, but.
So I think you're saying like try to bring a resource to that place and then see if it opens up.
No, like if this is like, I'm glad you noticed that there is some white spot, that some blind spot for you, that you don't really go there for some reason. Maybe another part of your body needs to be opened up and discovered even more. So it will be resources for that particular area to be open.
Okay.
Just see.
Great. Yeah. First things first.
Yes. Don't try to force like, okay, so I have this white spot, so I'll just bring this beautiful ball there and it will be everything resolved. Try to find like maybe a gentler way. So we don't force goodness to anybody, especially to ourselves. And it's interesting.
Anna, are you just using regular copy paper, your
Yes.
image, or did you print it on watercolor paper, or what did you
No,
do?
no, no. This is just a regular one. And I usually just glue it to the, in my notepad, and it's like this. And that's it. I'm not so fancy about printing on a special paper. And it really doesn't make, for me, it doesn't make much difference. I have this. I've never set a goal that I'm going to place this image on a wall. So for me, it's just, oh, interesting. I'm like, instead of third eye, I have this two balls here. And you can notice some of those areas, one side can have much more resources than another side. So see if you want to balance this. Just notice. It really doesn't need to be forced anything, but just it may be something you want to explore. And if you have a big resources, make sure that you explore it with lines. So it's not just a huge empty ball that is standing next to you. That you really integrate this resource in your life, that you allow yourself to unpack it, explore and unpack this energy hidden in this resource, because it could be very powerful and very helpful. Because we have so many resources around us that we even know about their existence, but we never have this intention to accept them or think that they really belong to us. So I invite you to accept and really use those resources to move forward. I really love to draw the small balls. I'm usually like, you know, like I usually draw big circles, but small ones, it's already like on Wednesday, I started to draw small circles and I'm so in love with them. So I'm glad this theme is just continuing. And I want to draw my eyes. And it's only you decide when you have enough, when and you want to start coloring. So you may like when I just even thinking about colors, I'm like, oh my, so much is going on inside of me. Even for me, it's an enjoyable process. It's not as intense because it's already not first drawing, but it's still being. My body react quite a lot to it. I'm very curious about this throat. So thyroid, which are throat as well, represents our gas pedal in our body when we live and work in the speed that is too much for ourselves. It's like we're pushing and pushing this gas in car until it breaks. So maybe there is a hidden message that I need to slow down as well. But this is just, I'm trying to make sense out of it. So, because what brings my awareness that this is intensity here. This is I like that it's a big heart now, but I still have this emotional reaction because it's intense. So after we finish this drawing, I'm curious, I will ask you what will be the most challenging experience for you when you're drawing on yourself, and what was the most pleasant experience. So just see, notice your reactions. And again, I don't really like, it's Neurographica is not just about pleasant drawing. It's about going beyond your limitations, going beyond your comfort zone, and achieve something, like learn something about yourself. And it will be interesting. Okay, I think I'm ready to color. And it's interesting, like I invite you to see, don't try to make try to find like which colors you want to use logically. Try to pick the colors that really want to be on your drawing. And you may start with one and invite as much as needed. And what do you want to color first? For some reason. About balance between feminine and masculine energies. And you may add as many lines at any time as you need. There is no limitations, like you always can add more even after you color everything. So there's don't hesitate. So do you still drawing lines or you started coloring?
Still line for me.
Okay. Don't rush yourself.
That's nothing usual for me though.
I'm glad you take time. It's okay.
I have a lot of rounding to do.
Okay, so you did more lines first and rounding later?
Yes.
Okay, so notice that how you really doing a lot and cleaning mess later, especially when we work with ourselves. This is just maybe something that should be just be aware of it.
Can you repeat that? I'm not sure what you're saying.
Like at the beginning, I gave the options that when we start drawing lines, we clean corners right away. So we do rounding as we go, so it's not overwhelming. And it's it just the way that you left everything, all roundings at the end and did all lines. So this is your perception of how to work with yourself. Like you may, I want to be done and I will deal with the outcome later. So this is could be, it may resonate with you, may not. So just interesting. Just think about it. I hope it was clear, my explanation. It's definitely clear in my head. Interesting. I'm really not in rush to color. I started, but it's there is so much. Somehow it's very emotional for me to color. And it's just notice when you start coloring, which part did you color first? Which part did you brought your attention? For everyone, it will be different. The message I wanted to tell you about this rounding at the end, that it's I forgot all words. That it's not gentle to leave everything at the end. Maybe it would be easier to do as you go, to clean as you go, to not leave everything at the end. I hope it was. So the gentleness, this is really about the gentleness to yourself, not to anybody, but to yourself. How I can be gentle. Look at all these beautiful pink bubbles. And I'm not a pink girl. Very rarely I have anything pink in my life. Maybe it's time to bring more pink. Okay, it's time for blue. Okay, pay attention to your body reactions. Any changes? Make sure that you keep breathing. And another thing that I noticed, that I was so gentle with drawing lines, and I work much faster when I start coloring, like how, and colors usually represents emotions, like how I really bringing emotions right away without any hesitation and now without any gentleness, really. Like, how is there any way I can slow down in this process? I'm not even sure. Another step that we will do, and it will be another wave of emotions when we'll start bringing field lines and how we really connect ourselves to the universe when the universe is going through us, like through the face. What is this? This could be a new discoveries for ourselves. I will color my green eyes. Oh, some bright eyes. Really green. Let's maybe a little bit darken. I think I made them even brighter. This is a very abstract portrait. It's like really how to be not related to the shape. Be in the flow and allow yourself to be in the flow, really. Do we have anybody who is that emotions are really intense and it goes through even with tears?
Not for me.
Good. It's interesting. I'm not crying, but I'm on the edge. Even I expected it would be intense, but I did not expect that it will be so intense because it's not the first time that I was drawing, but it still be. Something is interesting. This golden rivers, like tears, golden tears. Let's go beyond them. Interesting. It's really tomorrow I will do the same exercise again with another group, with Russian group. I'm like, oh my gosh, if it's going to be as intense as today, I will need some good hours to sleep after this one. Because it's I need to process those emotions. And I don't really understand what's causing them, like what is really it's not like I don't like what I do. It doesn't freaks me out. It's really just even looking so closely to myself. It's intense. To be seen by myself. Yeah, I think this is the reason why it's emotional. I have reaction in my body. And if you have the same sensation, like you see yourself at first time, tell yourself, like, I see you. You know, I see you.
I don't know if you see this, but look at that.
Okay, so you have a interesting. It's a very, you know, those lines makes this face look very strong.
Yes.
For some reason, it's a very like it's a face of a strong woman.
Yes.
It's see, just continue. It's very colorful.
I never draw like this. It's mine are usually more like flowing, and this is not flowing at all. It's very different.
It's intense. It's intense.
Yes.
And this is your relationship with yourself. This is how
Very.
you see yourself. So this is, but what is interesting, like when you showed me the picture, the first, what I've seen was like Princess Leia with all this hairs around her head, exactly the same. And this is it's a face, not a housewife, but ruler.
Yes, that's what it is. Exactly.
It's a new side of you.
Yeah.
How do you like to be a strong woman? How do you like to be seen as a strong woman?
I never thought about it, being strong woman. I'm everything but this. Maybe I am. I don't know. Who knows?
Maybe you are just stronger than you are accepting the fact.
Maybe.
It's something new to learn about.
Yes. It's going very slow. It's like
yes, time really slow down, and it's we working slow, and we there still be time is like we just halfway of the class, so there is no rush really that we need to finish it on time, because there is some it's a really deep effect on everything, on all our perception about even time. And I have no idea how to be related to these golden rivers that are going through me. I'm like, what is this all about? Don't know.
Fire.
Fire is more red, but it's I don't know. It's like and it's interesting. It's not right now my biggest concern as a teacher. Like I'm not even focused on like what is this all about. But oh my gosh, I have to post it on Facebook and everybody will see it. It's like this is the freakish time for me. Like really, this is like really personal. A lot of personal work inside of me that. Everybody will see it. There is nothing I can hide now. So I'm like, okay, it's I wasn't aware that it's so scary to be seen for me. I'm like, I need to stay with this feeling, and maybe. And maybe I'll just make it bolder, and this will be perfectly fine. Instead of trying to hide it, make it bolder. Make it stronger and more powerful. So there will be no questions what it means. Now I see why I did not want to do this. Close my crown chakra and allow this be open and allow this, I call it golden light. I don't call it, this will represent consciousness. I charge it with consciousness. So let's pour this consciousness going through me and be expressed freely. So if tomorrow I will end up in different facilities, it will be different story. So let's enjoy class today like we have nothing to lose.
I'd say that's the creative spirit.
Yes, yeah, this is the attitude, like I have nothing to lose. And all possible. This is actually like when I have this, okay, so freakish time, like something is messed up and something is going on not the direction that you intended. This is the moment you start to be open and creative and really not attached to the results. So look and learn. And usually when I have this, I'm like, this is from my personal experiences. When I have this freedom to experiment and really, I start enjoying and I start really have this fun with what is going on. Okay, so now what I want. Now what I want. I want to somehow to support it. I want even wider. No limitations. Consciousness is open to me. Like Just this week on Monday, I was preparing for our students a lecture about the pyramid of consciousness that Pavel Piskarev developed, and all about this, how we connect it on the different levels and how we can be expanding our consciousness. This feels like expansion. I really like it now, that it's not coming from me, that it's just going through me. So it's not mine. I'm just a vessel. Wow, it's a completely different meaning, and it gives me a lot of relief. Okay. I'm so glad we have classes, so I don't talk to myself, just I'm like, but talk to you. So I'm not alone in the conversation.
There's something quite, I don't know, maybe magical about being able to make art with other people.
Mm-hmm. Because we are open. When we do art, we are so open, emotionally open and vibrationally open. And I believe we even physically open, like we open. It's very hard to be intense and do any art. Like you have to have this freedom to move your hands, and there is some I think this is why I really enjoy to work in groups, and when you really can see people are different. Oh my gosh, I have now huge heart in my throat. Okay. And it's want to be just expressed. Yeah, it looks like there is nothing gentle about my coloring today. It's okay. So when I repeat many times something, it's I repeat it for myself, and not always I listen to myself. It's just a reminding. So yeah, be gentle. I'm just curious how I'm going to sleep after this drawing. It feels like so much to tell. Like really the message. Hmm. I don't even know what else to add. I want to expand this lines. Okay, so if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. If you have any comments, they are welcome as well.
Is there any theoretical consideration of the amount of neural lines?
The more neural lines, the better. Like how much do you want? Because every crossing, every neural line is bringing some thoughts from your head, like really cleaning those endless dialogues in your head and bringing them outside. So if you have many lines on your drawing, it's just representing that your mind is busy. That's all. And more you're creating new nexuses, new cross intersections between lines, you're creating this new neural connections and integrate this new concept of yourself and new relationship with yourself in your mind. So my new concept is that I'm beyond limitations.
Wow.
There is nothing can stop me now. This will be my takeout. So I will take this. What can stop such woman? Everything like male and feminine and masculine energies are all around. I have a bleeding heart in my throat over it looks like earth. And consciousness is just pouring through me. So there is, it's not even third eye, it's a just open channel. Isn't it quite ambitious? I'm like, yeah, I need to I need to process it. Okay. But I like it. It's really the funny thing is that I like it. There is nothing gentle about it, but I like it. So. And the funny thing, I don't want to add anything else. I think everything is here what is need to be seen. Need to be seen by myself. I'm not the only thing I have, like I'm thinking if I need any colors here, so. I know I need something. I'm not sure what I want. I'm usually talking constantly, like, but today it's such a, I'm so busy with my drawings, I'm emotionally busy, so I will leave you by yourself to experience the same intimacy. And maybe tomorrow I will take a different picture. It's wild. Okay, pay attention to your body reactions, to your emotions, to your insights. Today I had a very good news. I was asking one of my students how she, like, which watercoloring she uses, and like maybe she can recommend me something because I wanted to try. And she said like the best ones she highly recommends to me are Russian watercolors. And voila, I have already the set that was in my storage for maybe 10 years, like in my supply storage. And it's like, I feel like I have this treasure that I can use now. I tried, but it did not really, the first try was not as successful as I did not expect much from the first try, but it's a beautiful colors for sure. It's a good quality. So maybe.
What kind are they?
So I'll show you the box, what I have. They made in St. Petersburg, and they usually called white nights. And they are dried ones in small containers. And you just unpack and they're very bold colors, like for watercolors, like very bold, very beautiful. And even they like 10 years old, they still be very fresh at the same time. Like, this is my try. It's like, it's on a very bad paper. It's just printer paper, but you see how intense colors are. And like, really, I did not have to do like many layers. It's just like from first try, and this is intense, and this is could be pale. So I need better paper, and maybe it will be much more sophisticated experience for me. I just look at my picture and how it looks on the screen, and I have to say, I like it. It's nothing gentle about it, but I like it. And I want to make it a little bold. So it's like, so I was so happy that I have something that I did not know the real value, and now I know. Like, it's a good finding. And I did not expect that that Americans know about Russian watercolors. I'm like so proud to know that it's good ones. My younger son yesterday was trying to understand why do I need so many pencils. Like, Mom, there's no reason to have so many. There's no way you can use them. I could not give him a good reason. He called it pencil hoarding. I had to agree. It's definitely something.
Maybe it's pencil celebration.
It's really a color celebration. So I have so many different shades. So he has this desire to clean all these rooms. Like, he started with his desk and now he's cleaning, reorganizing everybody's places, and I'm the worst one because I have always so much stuff is going on, and it's funny, like, it's like I said, like, leave me alone, this is what is going on in my head. The table is just representing it. He kind of gave up on me, but he left and my desk was like half of the stuff was cleaned. Like, I'm highly appreciate his effort to help. So like, and of course he gave me the lecture that why in his childhood, he still be child, but in his childhood I was nagging him that he has to clean his room and his desk, like that his desk always has to be clean. I think because I'm mom, because I have to teach values, and it was when I was teaching him, it was much cleaner than now. Honestly, I like my drawing. I'm like, I know it's intense, I know it's a lot, but it's okay. I find peace with this. And whenever you're ready, I invite you to draw field lines. You can take, you don't need to draw them as bold as it was on your prior drawings, maybe not as intense. Or maybe it does, so we'll see. Let me try to be somehow gentle to myself. And again, narrow lines, field lines may go, just follow the line that already existed, or maybe they may create this new path. Or a little bit adjust the path you are on. And you can create 2, 3 lines as much as you feel needed. To align yourself with the universe, to align yourself with the bigger purpose in your life. Wow. And of course, it's created new corners, and we start rounding each corner to make sure that this beautiful universe is gentle to ourselves, to us. That we are not forced but guided. This is a difference. Like there is a I want guidance. I don't want to be ruthlessly forced to do something. And again, I observe that I'm so gentle with lines and with all this roundings, but with colors, it was completely different experience. So with colors, with emotions, I'm just allowed to, like really, the river is open. There is nothing gentle about these emotions. And I have this very clear message. I need to sleep. I'm like, I need to recharge my battery and just have a good sleep. So did you discover anything on your face? Like, did you discover any new qualities that you are not aware of this person that is looking at you now? Something new or maybe forgotten. Maybe we just at some point let it be hidden in us. And now we just reminded it. Yeah, so yes. Again, like I'm so gentle with these lines. Like there is no rush, there is no intensity, but with those emotions, it was a little bit overwhelming for me. Another challenge, if you want to dare, you can draw on your mother's portrait, on her picture, and establish completely new relationship. And the same, invite resources for your mom. What do you wish for her? And it will be maybe even more emotional than working with your own portrait. It's like really, for me, it was very sacred experience to be connected on such level with my mom.
It makes me think it would be a good thing to do for Father's Day coming up.
It's, yeah. Interesting. I never done, I never worked with my father portrait. I worked with my mom's. Maybe I need to do it with. We'll see. If the group wants, we can do it as a group project. Let's see how we all handle this one. Because this is could be a lot to process. I think it's a long time since I used so much yellow color on my drawings. one more thing that, like, before we finish, we still have some time, but I maybe will stop the recording so to make video a little bit shorter. But it's we need to select what is the most important on your drawing. What do you want to highlight? What is which element you want to do fixation? Like, what do you want to select? For me, it's gonna be heart. This heart in my throat. Quite unusual place for this heart. So did you start coloring?
I'm still drawing lines. I can't stop.
Let it be. So don't stop. Like if you have this desire to draw more lines, explore yourself. Like let it draw them. So
I'm loving it too because I feel like I just get to see more resources, and it's nice to practice that.
yes, and it's interesting. Like when you start the opens at like looking for resources around, they are everywhere. And they're different sizes and they are available. So this is like really beauty that you can look, you just need to open your eyes and they are here. So it's I'm glad you're experiencing this. And resources, like we always expect that they should be bold and big and like really noticeable. So like in last few days, in last few classes, I really learned that like I have so much fun from small resources, like really like how I can be more cautious and more aware that small ones, but many are as important as big ones. And it's really great reminder to be it's not the value, it's just availability is important, that it's available, and this is this treasure. Let me. Okay, so I started again. I just want to thank everyone who joined us today. So I hope it was very interesting and very healing exercise for you. So it's my privilege to be a guide for such a beautiful method that we really experience. And be connected, like as Trisha said, it's like really when we do draw together, we feel connected on completely different level. It's a heart level. It's not really mind level. So which is everybody should be connected. So it's so if any questions, all information about the course will be in the info box for those who are going to watch this course, this class. And if you have any questions, you're free to contact me over email or on Facebook. And if you want any feedback about your drawings, please do so. Email me your pictures and join our international group. For everyone who is enjoying Neurographica, we have information will be in info box as well. So I know that some of you already joined the group, so I'm very happy. It's a really great community to be connected to. It's
on Facebook?
Yes, it's called Neurographica. Let me share it with you as well, because yeah, we have this, we tried to create not just courses, but we try to create this community that we can feel connected and feel accepted. Like it's really be around like-minded people. So this is the group that we have already over 30 members, but it's just the beginning. We just began and it's really growing fast. And we, both of us, me and Nat, is posting some interesting short videos, and it's opportunity to share your drawings and share your stories, because sometimes it's so powerful that you want to inspire other people to be part of this method. And it's really sharing is very important. I know by myself, like I love to share stories, and it gives them different value when you say it out loud. It's kind of you start get so happy that it's happened to you. So if you have any stories to share, please join the group. And if you want to see and hear other stories, and drawings are amazing. Everybody is so different and very talented. I've seen so much drawings, how the people really growing as an artist from this scratch. Like when I did not hold a pencil for 40 years, for 30 years, and now I can draw amazing abstract and very emotional art. This is inspiring for everyone. So I'm like highly recommend you to join. It's a free, it's open, and it's like there is no obligations to anything. So please join. Bring your friends with you. It's always fun. Okay, ladies, we are on time. And next time we will work with Ho'oponopono. This will be interesting perception to life and to connection and to responsibilities as well. So it's interesting how we can be healing the world when we're working on ourselves only. It's really a gift to see this world at the different, it's just differently. the whole point of connection is different when we're working with Ho'oponopono. And another thing that I'm like just finished this beautiful, very interesting course that was led by Ukrainian scientist, and he developed very powerful tool that is not logical, but it's a very effective, and it's like really simple. And I'm like already have this crazy ideas how I can integrate Neurographica with his ideas to make it visible, because when we see it makes everything clear, like you really differently accept it when, because so much information we receive through eyes. It's about 80% energy and information going through what we see. And when it's simple and clear, easy to understand. So I hope I will be able to integrate this as well. Maybe not in June, but maybe in July. So I'm working on it. And I have a I have already a list of classes and suggestions. Catherine, thank you very much for your suggestions. They're very precious, and I'm like, my consciousness is open to create something beautiful.
Thank you.
So I know about already about butterflies, but I won't just do Ho'oponopono before. Because I think it's will be very helpful for everyone. So have a great night. I finished a little bit earlier today, but I will leave you with your drawings. Let's show, because I did pause and I did not really share the drawings of yours. So just show how different it is. Okay, so beautiful open heart. And so much protection on the veil of protection. Great. I love your smile. When you show it, you have the same smile. Really, smile more.
This was my first thing that I wrote about myself. Smile.
Yes, yeah. This is a very. I love the saying that the smile is the inexpensive way to change your look.
Oh, that's good.
Smile more. Okay, so Trish, do you want to share yours? Beautiful. Like I've seen them, but I want to everybody see it. So this is a really like as we discussed before, you did not hear it, but this is the way like to bring the magnifying glass to see the world differently through your right hemisphere of your brain, like when you see it differently. So thank you.
Thank you. Aloha.
Aloha. So tomorrow, yeah, Friday will be aloha. On Wednesday, we will still have the same experience, the same working with our portrait. And maybe I will do a different portrait and see how it works. So, okay. So if you want to join on Wednesday, you're welcome. Other way, have a great night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.